40 million customers' accounts at Target were hacked. But Target, by law, has to inform its customers that there has been a security breach. However, tonight we're learning that healthcare.gov has no such requirement, meaning if your personal information, once you've logged on and registered, is stolen or compromised in any way, the government has set it up so that they are under no obligation to give you a heads up about that. Congresswoman Diane Black of Tennessee is trying to change that. Congresswoman, welcome. Good to have you here tonight.
Thank you. It's great to be with you, Martha.
You know, when I read this, I was very surprised to learn that during the setup of this website, the HHS was urged to have a clause in there that made it necessary that they would have to let people know if there was a breach of security, but they decided not to include that, right?
That is correct, and we knew that all along, that all of the information we were receiving from places like the Government Accountability Office that was overseeing this were telling us that this was not going to be a secure site. And it is a large concern that the federal government requires the private sector and most of the state exchanges to do just as you say, to notify someone should there be a security breach. Yeah. And yet the federal government doesn't see fit to do that themselves. And I think that we need to hold the federal government as accountable as we do both the private sector and also the state exchanges.
Yeah, you make a good point that's important to understand, which is that the state exchanges do have this requirement if they see a breach, but the federal government does not have that kind of requirement on this. You know, and when you dig into it, there were 2 IT managers at CMS who refused to sign the authority to operate order over this website because they were so concerned about the breaches that they were already seeing. One of them retired shortly after, and the other one has only spoken out a little bit. But that raises a lot of questions, doesn't it?
It certainly does, where you have a chief information security officer who refused to sign the authority to operate, the ATO. We had sent a letter over to Ms. Tavender asking her how was it that you could have this website go forward without the ATO being signed, and we later found out that it was Ms. Tavender. Ms. Fryer refused to sign it, but actually signed it herself to give the authority to go ahead and have this website, which we knew was not ready for prime time, to be put into place and also put in jeopardy so many millions of people's private information without giving them assurances of the security.
So, Congresswoman, what do you plan to do? Is there a way to put that genie back in the bottle at this point?
Well, I do believe there is, and we have a bill. It's H.R. 3731, and it's called the Federal Exchange Data Breach Notification Act, that just simply says you must do the same thing, federal government, that you're requiring the private sector and the state exchanges to do, and that is to notify someone should there be a security breach so that individuals can then, therefore, protect their information after knowing that there is that potential that that information may be used. You know, this site was never really secure to begin with, and that, as you have already said, was known by those who were in charge of releasing the information to say go forward. We knew it was not ready. We've been saying it all along.
Stunning. Congresswoman, thank you very much. Good to talk to you tonight.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you.
And Merry Christmas to you.